What's up, you guys? This is Xavier Lock 32 here, bringing you guys the legendary Dragon player Richard Clark and the famous Charlie Chaplin, who is still alive but does not YouTube anymore. So we want to bring you guys this deck profile. My throat is killing me, and I'm tired as hell, so I'm just going to let Richard Clark take it away and bring you guys this awesome Dragon deck profile.
Okay, so this is Project Red, Red Eyes Disaster. We go ahead with 3 copies of Quackimary Drago, still hates Light and Dark Special Summons, 1900 Muscle, 3 copies of Mass Dragon, the Super Searcher, pretty much this guy dies in battle, special a dragon from the deck, 1500 and less attack. Pulls tons of shit. So a lot of people are having the issue of how many of the big Red Eyes monsters to run. We went with 2 copies of Black Flare, 3 clogs, and I don't run any draw spells. 2 is just perfect. It's not. It doesn't hit the hand that quick. You can shrine it and get more stuff out of the deck. In addition, 2 copies of Red Eyes Wyvern, revives Black Flare, revives Darkness Metal. 2 copies of Delta Flyer, tuner target for Mass Dragon, makes level 7s, level 8s, all the good ones roughly. 2 copies of Keeper of the Shrine. This guy is the super floater that replaces Totem Dragon. Face of Dragon goes down, this comes out for it. 2100 Defender too, so a Castile ain't gonna run it over. 2 copies of Black Metal Dragon. Equip it to a Red Eyes monster, it's gonna gain 600 attack. If this goes from field to grave, you add any Red Eyes card from your deck to your hand. Single copy of Red MD, Red Doctor. We already know what this guy does. Single copy Blackstone. A lot of decks run 2 or 3. 1 is perfect, because you're really gonna send it to the graveyard with Dragon Shrine and then just return the Black Flare back and get this to the hand. So your spell cards. Single copies of Book of Moon. Single enemy controller, works well with Keeper and Black Metal Dragon, especially Black Metal. Single Soul Charge. Single Foolish Burial. And Raigeki. Pair of Galaxy Cyclones. Decided to go with this today. Getting 2 uses of removing back row instead of 1, which is the MST. Worked out a little better than I wanted it to, but some of the time there were times I wanted MST over this. And then triple Dragon Shrine. The first Dragon Shrine is roughly gonna replace itself with Blackstone, unless I already have it in hand. Then it's just gonna become Black Flare Keeper. Onto the trap lineup.
Bro, this card puts in work. I just sat there for like 10 minutes.
Single copies of Bottomless Trap Hole. Torrential. Single copy Solemn Warning.
You can find it.
Yeah. Single copy Skill Prisoner. This I kind of like better than Breakthrough, simply because it protects cards and not negates monsters. Well, it negates monster effects, but it protects your cards. You can protect your spell traps, your monsters from other monsters. There was one game where I had Solemn Warning and Skill Prisoner set, and my opponent summons Ice Hand and attacks into it, and I chain Skill Prisoner targeting the set Warning. Single copy Red Eyes Red Eyes Spirit. Special summons a Darkness Metal from the graveyard or any Red Eyes monster. Single copy Return of the Red Eyes. if I control a Red Eyes monster, I special a normal for my graveyard, which is likely going to be Black Flare. Easy to make rank 7 synchros with this. And as long as you have a Red Eyes monster, you just keep pulling them back. And even if the even if the Black Flares leave, this does not leave.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And then if they just so happen to destroy this, you get to special a Red Eyes monster from your graveyard. So also pair of breakthrough skills.
Please proceed to ending match procedures.
Skill Prisoner is nice, but it doesn't really do anything against cards like Constellar Diamond or Construct. So breakthrough skill covers that. Pair of Void Trapholes. These worked out pretty well today. Didn't play any Cosmos, so I wanted to hit a Forerunner with this, and Trapple Nightmare really isn't going to do anything against said Forerunner.
Thank God I did not play against Rangers.
And playset of Mirror Force.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Battle is pretty much what the deck revolves around, and if I can protect like Mass Dragon, Drago, Darkness Metal, and others with Mirror Force, I'll be perfectly fine.
Did you ever feel like that they were trying to play around it since they knew to play around it after the first one happened?
It came back to me.
No, they never. Like, I would set multiples, and even though they would like MST one of them, they never suspected the second one there, or the next one come, or the next one come. So the extra deck, Synchros first.
Where the beauty is.
Single copy Black Rose.
Sexy ulti.
Single copy Clearwing. And single Ancient Fairy Dragon. I wanted to set this up against Cosmotown. Like, even though they're going to get a search off, I nuke it and get a free 1,000 life points out of it. Single Scrap Dragon. Single Stardust Dragon. Single psy-frame Lord Omega. This actually worked out really well today when I got it off, because I can pretty much return Skill Prisoners, return Red Eyes Wyverns, and breakthrough skills, and Galaxy Cyclones in the opponent's standby phase. And single copy Trishula. I already have a playset. For the Exceeds, single copy Castel, Digusto Emerald. I was able to get both effects off today. The return 3, draw 1, and specialing Black Flare from the graveyard, since Black Flare is a normal in the grave. Well, normal monster.
You weren't at table lunch.
What else? Single copy Queen Dragon de Jin. And Dark Rebellion, Exceed Dragon. Mainly use Rebellion to get over Unicorns, since these three can't. So whenever I hit a rough patch and I need to get over a Unicorn and I couldn't synchro, I had to go into a Rebellion. Also for the Exceeds, number 11 Big Eye, Dracosac, and 2 copies of Flare Metal.
How did those work out for you today?
Flare Metal, when I got it off, was actually very, very powerful. Like, I was able to get Flare Metal to the field 3 times today. One out of those 3 times, my opponent had like somewhat of an answer for it, but for his answer, I had an answer as well. There was one game where he pretty much killed himself playing cards while Flare Metal was on the board.
So you actually got game because of the chain burn energy effect.
The chain energy effect, yeah.
Wow.
And for the side deck, 3 copies of Retaliating Sea.
Friggin' $3 combo.
Yeah. I liked it. It's just, there were times where late game it would show up and it'd be like, well, you're obviously not what I need. But early game, when you open it, it's beautiful. Pair of Flying Sea. I didn't bring this in that often. Like, for the most part, I really didn't like want to use it at all, because like I had other stuff to counter. pair of Chain Disappearance.
That's annoying.
Yeah, have it set up against Dante's and Decatrons, and if I happen to run into Yang Zings, I drop it against Jiaotu.
For kicking game.
Or that. 3 Blackhorn of Heaven. These were monster today. Holy shit. Like, the guy pendulum for 4, and I'm like, kill them all. A pair of Artifact Lancia. This was pretty good against Infernoid, but not the MVP. But it wasn't the side deck MVP of the day. This was 3 copies anti-magic arrows.
What?
Like there was literally one game where guy goes first, summons a 1500 attack monster, sets 3 back row and ends. And I open up Dragon Shrine, Mass Dragon, and a copy of arrows. So I shrine, send Black Flare Keeper, summon the mass, go into battle, activate the arrows, punch into it, and main 2 Black Rose the board with no interruption. And his sets were Breakthrough, Fiendish, and Warning. So I'm just like, okay, whatever.
You see why he's called the Dragon Legend, YouTube. I mean, he's literally a legend.
So yeah, that's pretty much Project Red.
Well, congratulations, and were there any other final thoughts you want to give on that?
Okay, so next set, going to be some changes. You're going to be allowed, Project Red's going to be able to use Ignister Prominence to nuke off pendulums. So that's going to be all kinds of fun.
So anything else you want to say about this deck profile before we go?
Shout out to my wife, love you. Shout out to all the Florida people I know and love here since I'm moving to Texas. My boy Joe.
There you go.
Like people from the local that came down with me. Like I'm definitely gonna miss Florida. Gotta look ahead, see how Texas treats me.
This guy's moving to freaking Texas. He's gonna have YCS Dallas in his back. So thank you for doing this last profile with us here in Florida. I'm happy to have the last Florida Richard Clark deck profile here on YouTube. Anyway, thank you guys for watching as always, and thank you for watching.